Mexico faces England in the World Cup 2026 round of 16. It's 11 guys against 11 guys chasing a ball on a green pitch. Simple, right? But what if I told you that a little over a century ago, England used Mexico as a pawn in the deadliest, most high-stakes game of chess in human history? A game that was played entirely in the shadows. Think about it. We're taught that wars are won by soldiers and guns, but the truth, the most devastating weapon of the 20th century wasn't a bomb. It was a single, heavily encrypted text message, a message that was supposed to convince Mexico to invade the United States and wipe it off the map. And the only thing standing in the way? A group of British nerds locked in a basement. Let's rewind. The year is 1917. World War I is completely stuck in the mud, literally. Millions of soldiers are dying in the trenches, and the German Empire is running out of time, money, and men. They are desperate. Now, across the Atlantic, the United States is chilling. They're strictly neutral. They want absolutely nothing to do with Europe's messy bloodbath. But Germany knows it's only a matter of time before the Americans get involved. And if the US joins the fight, Germany is finished. So the German foreign minister, a guy named Arthur Zimmermann, comes up with a plan that is so wildly ambitious, it sounds like a bad movie plot. He looks at a map, he sees the United States, and then he looks right below it at Mexico. Zimmermann drafts a top-secret telegram to the Mexican government. The offer: "Hey Mexico, if you declare war on the United States and keep them distracted, we will fund your army. And when we win, we'll give you back Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona." Yeah, he actually offered them 3 entire US states. But here's the problem. How do you secretly text a country on the other side of the planet during a world war? You send it through secure, encrypted cables, and you pray to God that absolutely nobody is listening. Spoiler alert, someone was definitely listening. Welcome to Room 40. This was the ultra-secret hacking division of British naval intelligence. Long before computers, these guys were the ultimate codebreakers, and they were tapping into everything. In January 1917, they intercepted Zimmermann's encrypted telegram. It took them days to crack the code, but when they finally translated it, the British intelligence officers probably dropped their tea on the floor. They were holding the golden ticket. Britain had been begging the US to join the war to help them defeat Germany. Now they had physical proof that Germany was plotting to carve up America and hand it to Mexico. All they had to do was show this piece of paper to the US president, and boom, America joins the war. Easy, right? Actually, no, it was a complete disaster. You see, if Britain handed that telegram to the Americans, 2 terrible things would happen. First, Germany would instantly realize their codes were broken, and they'd change all their passwords, blinding British intelligence for the rest of the war. But the second reason was way, way worse. How did Britain intercept the message in the first place? They had illegally tapped into America's private diplomatic cables. If Britain confessed, America wouldn't declare war on Germany. They'd be furious at Britain for spying on them. Britain was trapped in a nightmare of their own making. They needed the Americans to see the telegram, but they couldn't leave a single fingerprint on it. So what did they do? They pulled off the greatest lie in the history of modern warfare. Instead of telling the truth, British intelligence devised a masterclass in deception. They knew a copy of the telegram had physically arrived in Mexico City to be delivered to the Mexican president. So, Britain hired a spy in Mexico, an insider, to literally steal a copy of the decoded telegram right out of the local telegraph office. By stealing a physical copy in Mexico, the British could hand it to the Americans and say, "Hey guys, look what one of our spies just found lying around in Mexico. Crazy, right?" It perfectly hid the fact that Britain was wiretapping American cables, and it kept the Germans completely clueless about their broken codes. It was evil genius. When the US president saw the telegram, he leaked it to the press. The American public went absolutely ballistic. But here is the craziest twist of the entire story. The American public actually thought the telegram was a fake. They thought it was a British hoax to drag them into the war. The whole plan was about to fall apart. Until Arthur Zimmerman, the guy who wrote it, held a press conference and was asked if the telegram was real. And for some bizarre, unexplainable reason, he looked at the reporters and said, "Yes, I wrote it." He just admitted it. A few weeks later, the United States declared war on Germany. Millions of American troops flooded into Europe, effectively ending World War I and destroying the German Empire. And Mexico. Mexico looked at the telegram, looked at the massive US Army next door, politely declined the offer, and stayed completely neutral the entire time. They didn't fire a single bullet, yet their name was the spark that changed the global world order forever. So when you see Mexico and England step onto the pitch today, enjoy the game. It's going to be a brilliant match of football. But just remember, history is rarely played on an open field where everyone can see the rules. The real games, the ones that decide the fate of nations, are played in secret rooms with stolen codes and beautiful lies. If you were the British in room 40, would you have risked exposing your own crimes to stop an empire? Or would you have kept your mouth shut? Let us know down in the comments section. If this intel opened your eyes, leave a trace by hitting that like button. And if you want top secret clearance for our next major drop, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Don't let history happen without you knowing the real story behind it. History isn't just in the past. It's hiding in plain sight. Keep your eyes open and we'll see you in the next file of the Prime Archive.